Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the opening webcast of the 2023 APP World Tour racing season. My name is Casper Steinfath, and I'm here in Alicante, Spain, for what is shaping up to be a crazy day of sprint racing. I'm joined here by Mr. Total Sup himself, Mathieu Astier. How are you feeling, Mathieu?
I'm feeling great, actually. Hello, Casper. Hello, everyone. And congratulations on your first APP World Tour commentator job. You get to be your co-buddy on this special event. So I'm sure we're going to have a lot of fun in the next 3 hours. So welcome, everyone, to the Alicante Sup Open, to the first stop of the APP World Tour, but also to the World Sup Festival Costa Blanca, which is the other event within the event. It's a 3-day Sup Festival organized here in Santa Pola, in the beautiful Spanish province of Alicante. And it has turned in the past 5 years into probably one of the biggest Sup events in Europe and maybe the world, given the level of attendance, but also the level of performance we've got. We actually have probably the most stacked field of top international racers here on the beach today.
Absolutely, and as a testament to the level of talent we're seeing in front of us, Matt and I tried to make a list to talk about who is here and who to actually look out for during the sprints today. And we can just admit it's impossible to shortlist the potential winners today. We got, obviously Connor Baxter, Rai Taguchi, Shrimpy, Noik, the list is long.
Yeah, we've got 32 men and 16 women, and they are all great international Sup racers. But we decided to go and pick up some names that we think are the real sprinters. So Connor Baxter is probably the favorite, being the defending champion and the 2022 APP World Tour champion. Rai Taguchi had a super impressive run last year, and we all remember that crazy, incredible comeback in Busan and that beautiful buoy turn. Shrimpy did really well also in the sprint last year here in Alicante. Noik Garyu, he's got a world title as a sprinter, and Claudio Nica is super fast also in the sprint. So I guess that's in theory my top 5, but we only have four guys in the final. So
it's a 4-man final, and I mean this is just the men's side of the draw. There's plenty of powerhouses to keep in that mix, not least my friend Christian Andersen, the polar bear from Denmark, never count him out. But if we look at the women's side of the draw, equally it's a stacked field. With strong local talent mixed with international athletes that are coming back. We have Fiona Wilde from the U.S. back after, I think it's an 18-month hiatus, taking a break due to injury. And I mean, you can go through the list we tried to make, but again.
Well, I'll give a few names just to spice things up a little. We've got Alba Frey. Alba Frey made her first appearance on the international Sup racing scene just a year ago, and she did 3 international competitions, and yesterday in the long distance she was second. When she took part in her first APP World Tour event in 2022, that was in December at the Alicante Sup Open, she actually won the sprints ahead of the likes of Mélanie Lafenette and April Zilg and so on. So she's definitely now one to watch for. She's definitely the dark horse, but already scoring some great podiums. We also have Esperanza Barreras, unbeaten this year, whether in sprints or long distance. The starboard Tiki member. We've got Mélanie Lafenette also. She's got a world title and a European title as a sprinter. Anna Tschirke from Switzerland is definitely on the books potentially for a podium. Julia Duhaime from Argentina/USA, a super fast sprinter as well. And
I mean, I guess we cannot overlook the fact we have Caroline Kunzel here, my neighbor from back home in Klitmøller, Denmark. She opted to sit out the distance race yesterday, which was the Euro Tour 12-kilometer race, opting to not race there to save energy and focus entirely on the sprints. And I spoke with her this morning, and I think she's fired up. Obviously looking to have an advantage over her competitors. So, Mick, we have a field of girls and women that want to go out and set this course on fire.
And so many other big names as well. But we've got a third commentator with us. It's Holly Maudsley. She's on the beach. She'll be doing the interviews all afternoon with us. Holly, can you hear us? How is it going over there?
Thank you, Casper. Thank you, Mathieu. Yes, I'm here down on the beach, and it is a beautiful day in Alicante. This morning we've had the junior and pro races and the action has been amazing. The pros are currently getting briefed. The conditions out here are absolutely beautiful at the moment. After yesterday's storm, you would never have guessed that we'd had today's weather. Not much wind at the moment, but there are a few little bumps which could make the sprint races extremely interesting. So the action is about to get underway and we're very excited down here. Machu and Casper, back to you.
Holly, this is Casper here. I'm curious, what can we expect from the race course? What can fans at home expect from the course that is set? What's going to challenge the athletes today from your perspective down there?
Well, it's a classic M sprint course, which has become synonymous with APP sprints. The riders have a beach start and they have 3 buoy turns finished by a beach run. So I think the athletes that are good at technical racing are really going to shine here. And there are a few little bumps, so I think these, especially strategic riders, might have an advantage today. I think the wind is going to pick up, which will make things interesting later. But yeah, it's looking beautiful. I think it's going to be a great day, Casper.
Yeah, and the wind could create actually a few rollers that could be beneficial for the surfers.
As we saw yesterday, I believe it was a thermal wind that picked up during the day. I remember just getting off the plane and seeing the beach down there. And I mean, from my perspective as an athlete, it was definitely chaos. And if the wind picks up this afternoon, definitely look out for the athletes that can manage that chaos. Yeah. But we'll see. Maybe it'll stay flat and it'll be the powerhouses that take it home.
Exactly, and well, we picked both of us our favorite as Connor Baxter. He's showed up just for the APP World Tour sprints today. He skipped on the long distance yesterday, and he's is still having a great ride. Obviously, he's been dominating for the past 10 years the sub race world, and he's in great shape. And obviously, he's the 2022 APP World Tour champ.
Yeah, Connor is definitely the one to look out for. He's probably the safe bet if one had to do anything or call it on anyone this weekend. I spoke to Connor, and he, obviously, you know, he had a really fantastic season last year. Was APP World Champion. Actually, he's back here in Alicante where he wrapped up the title last year. And if we look back at his season in 2022, you know, obviously he started out strong in Santa Monica with a win there. Taking it onwards to London afterwards. There were some classic moments I remember following from home. Connor obviously dominating London as well. But remember, he skipped Korea.
Yeah, he had a good reason for that, right?
He had a good reason. Maybe I'm a little bit in the same boat right now, welcoming his second child into the world with his partner, Ane. Obviously, his priorities being as a father, and yet still managed to take the World Tour win with a solid performance in Alicante at the end of the year.
Yeah.
So it's amazing. It's just amazing to see Connor still going. Like, there's a reason we call him the greatest of all time in the stand-up paddling world.
Yeah, and what was interesting with Connor Baxter in Alicante was the fact that he had to wait the long distance, definitely not his favorite event, to actually find out whether or not he was crowned the APP World Tour champion. So the very last event of the last stop of the 2022 APP World Tour was the decider for him to pick up another APP World Tour crown, and that was not his only world titles last year. Actually, he picked 3 world titles in 3 different under 3 different federations and circuits, which is pretty amazing, and he's all fired up already.
And he's turning 29 this year. That's still what baffles me. Like, he's still in his prime. He's got plenty of juice left in the tank. So let's see what he can do today. We also have, looking back at last year, we had April Zilg that completely dominated the APP World Tour from start to finish. April, unfortunately, is not with us this weekend, as there was a clash with the Carolina Cup, where she was paddling an outrigger canoe, I believe. But
That's right.
Looking back at her year, you know, from start to finish, dominating performances. I remember watching it from a distance and just thinking, wow, how is she doing it?
Yeah, well, she's getting ready right now for the Molokai to Oahu that she's going to do on an OC1. So that's what she decided to go on an outrigger canoe at the Carolina Cup yesterday, an event which is colliding with the World Sub Festival here in Santa Pola. But yes, she's impressed me all year long. She started strong and finished super strong. The APP World Tour was definitely a big goal for her, and but she also picked up medals and gold medals in other on other events. It's been non-stop for her, and it's actually quite interesting to see that how she's picking different craft right now. So she's probably going to play her season on both outrigger canoe racing and SUP racing, but we look forward to seeing her hopefully at the next APP World Tour event. I believe that Tristan Boxford is with Holly right now. Maybe we could have actually a presentation of the full circuit for 2023. Holly, can you hear us? Is Tristan with you? Oh. Okay, so Tristan is not there yet, but is coming up.
We're standing by, waiting for a moment to speak with Tristan about what's in store for the 2023 season on the APP World Tour.
Yeah, if we don't do it now, when are we going to do it?
I mean, we're at the start of the season. It's kind of strange to actually, I mean, just from my perspective, to be here as a commentator, not be competing myself. I took a round around the event site this morning, and there's so much excitement in the air. I sense from the athletes to get started, and obviously the season has been going for a while, but I get the impression that this is the first real big show.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's just me or you have the same impression.
Well, it's definitely a big show. The field is absolutely stacked, and I think we've got news from Holly. And Holly is with Tristan Boxford, the CEO of the APP World Tour, is going to give us some insight on what's coming up for the 2023 APP World Tour. Hello, Holly.
Hi guys, thank you. Yes, I am here on the beach with CEO of the APP World Tour, Tristan Boxford. Tristan, first up of the 2023 season, what can you tell us about what the season's going to be like this year?
I'm excited. It's great to be back here in Alicante. Such a beautiful venue and so much energy here in this town, or this whole region, the province of Alicante. It's going to be an exciting season. I think this first event shows it. Really competitive field, and we're going to see action all year long.
Excellent. Well, back to you guys in the studio.
Hey, Holly, quick question. Casper here. I have another question for Tristan. Tristan, Mr. Positive, I always admire your energy. Can you give us your take on where the world of stand-up paddle racing is right now? Where do you see it going? What's the temperature like?
Thanks, Casper. I'll relay that to Tristan. So Casper says he admires your positivity about stand-up paddling, but he'd like to know what you think stand-up paddling is. Where is it and where is it going?
I've always looked at stand-up paddling as the kind of gateway to all ocean sports. It's a sport that opens the doors to all the different ways you can enjoy the ocean, but it's the most accessible and the most inclusive. It's something that really engages everybody, and anybody can jump on a board and go. So I think it's a really magical tool for the world of ocean sports. I think as we see in venues like London, like Busan, where you've got people from all walks of life coming in and able to immediately experience what it's like to be on the water, I think it's a magical thing. I think there's huge growth to come in the sport. And when you see the competitive events like this, the young coming into the sport, I think there's a great future ahead.
Casper, does that answer your question, and do you have any more?
Yes, that absolutely answers my question, and I think it's just it's a fantastic thing to just cement here in Alicante. That, Matt, how many athletes is it we have from 29 or 30 countries? SUP racing is alive and well.
Indeed.
So yeah, I think it's just it's fantastic to feel this positive energy around the sport. Especially for me, having been in it for so many years. We're not going down, we're going up.
Absolutely, and you know what? Alicante is the perfect backdrop for this event. You feel that intense energy over here with the Paris Water Sports, the organizing club, more than 200 members, all SUP racers, not just leisure stand-up paddlers, but actually SUP racers. You've got plenty of kids. Let me take this opportunity to thank a few official partners. Comunidad Valenciana, Diputación de Alicante, Alicante City, Santa Pola Turismo. Go to alicanteturismo.com to find out more about the treasures of this beautiful Spanish province. Did you get a chance to experience the local food, music, and
Well, if
and feel?
if you can consider going to dinner with you last night, and you just basically pointing at the menu like, Casper, you got to try this, this, and this, and I feel like I'm getting part of the experience here. But again, it's one of these places. It's hard to just come in for 2 days for an event and actually get the real feeling. I get the sense I should come back and spend more time.
Well, I've been here since Wednesday and I enjoyed a lot of food and plenty of music because this festival is also about live music every night. We're going to take a little commercial break, so don't go away because there's plenty of high-octane action coming up on your screens.
Imagina un lugar donde